Good morning, Manjunath. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly, do you all remember what were we discussing yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, one of you, could you please
We
tell
spoke
me?
about server, we spoke about internet, we spoke about intranet, then we spoke about FTP.
FTP, IP address, domain. Okay, so we all understood that's the start of our internet presence, correct? So if you
Yes.
have to take our information, content, or product or service to the world, we have to put it on the internet server, correct? And to put it on the internet server, it's not the storage space available at one corner of our house, right? We have to buy the storage space from one of the service provider. Could be GoDaddy or Amazon or maybe anybody. The hosting space that's also called as hosting space that can be purchased or subscribed from any of these providers, right? Yeah, we are here. Yeah. So you can drop all the content or information over there, and you can provide the IP address to people, correct? And they can access all the content or information. But practically, it's not possible to remember this IP address always, correct? So that's when what did you do? You have linked it with the name, domain name. So you can just mention the name of the domain. Instead of typing this IP address, they will type the name of the domain, right? So on your computer D drive on some folder 2024 or 2023, you will start saving different kinds of content information on your computer, right? Same way on your website, when you have content segregated or content stored in different places, there will be folders. For example, it could be something like this: services slash digital marketing training, right? Or services slash Java training, right? So this way content gets organized on your server as well. Correct? You all understood up to here yesterday, correct? Yeah. So now what is next? See, just by uploading content to the internet server, you are not going to get any kind of visibility. That just helps people to access from any part of the globe. That's the only advantage that you will see when the content or information is put on internet server. Correct? Now, digital marketing is all about building visibility for this content or information. We are going to promote this or market this content to all our target audiences. Okay. So even before we get into that, we'll understand the basic things. How do we upload the content here? How do we upload the content? So what kind of language or formats or tools that we are going to use? Okay. Before that, I'll show you. I have also explained you all. So control panel is something like a settings option on your phone. See, on your phone, on Android or iPhone, you will see the option, right? Set the password, set the pattern on the phone, correct? Set the face recognition. Same way, this control panel will be provided for your hosting space as well. You can create the password, and using that password, you can connect to the hosting. Okay, I'll show it to you now. Okay, so FTP FileZilla is one example of FTP FileZilla for Mac. So this is a free application that anybody can use, and this application helps you to move the content to your server very easily, right? This is one of the method. So when you have a website and when you have a website backend, through that approach or method also you can publish the content, right? See, for example, if you are uploading a photo on Facebook, that's going to get published to the server. Facebook must be maintaining an internet server, right? The content or information goes to that server, but over there, did you use FTP? No. Whatever the platform that they have built, through that platform you have published the content or information. Okay, I'm sorry, I haven't shared, I guess I haven't shared the screen. I am sharing the screen. Yeah. Soumya and Diksha, you both see the screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I'm downloading the application, I think. Yeah, I have to download now. So
This is
files,
also free of cost.
yes, FileZilla is free. Download FileZilla client. Okay, just click on download. Yeah. So while this gets downloaded, let's quickly take a look at the control panel. Okay. So I have purchased the hosting with GoDaddy. Okay. So let me take you to the hosting place, how it looks. Yeah, you see here, cPanel admin. So after clicking on this, this is the place where you manage, do a lot of things on your server. So don't worry about this. At this moment, you might feel like you're not understanding or getting it, but eventually you understand this. Once you start, as we proceed further, learning different set of things, it all becomes super easy. Okay, yeah. So look at this control panel. See, this is where this is something like your D drive, C drive. This is where all the content is stored. So when I click on this, it's opening in a new tab and you see public underscore HTML. Public underscore C storing content anywhere here will be only on your server. That doesn't go onto the internet. So public underscore HTML is the one. See, you could see the icon as well. That's getting on the internet server. See, this is where all the website's content or information is getting stored, right? So look at this. There are so many websites. There's so many websites which are being hosted on this server. Okay.
You can see other people also hosting on this web.
No, this is our hosting. This is our hosting, and we have hosted multiple websites on our hosting. Okay. So see, they have given you a control to look into to take the backup of your websites, right? You can create the databases. We will discuss what these databases are once we start learning developing the websites, right? So domains, you can add multiple domains here. Click on the domains, and you can add the domain. Any new domain that you purchase on the GoDaddy, you can come and add here. Create a new domain, and I'll be adding here as abc.com. Okay, so the folder gets created. Yeah, so after creating a domain here, we will be able to use the domain. We'll understand all of this features or options slowly. Okay, but this is the control panel and FTP. So now there is something similar to your mobile phone settings. You play with so many settings on your phone, right? It could be changing the wallpaper of your screen. It could be setting the pattern or password on your phone, or it can be camera settings or internet settings, limit on the data, correct? There's so many things, right? Exactly the same. Okay, it's not that difficult to understand. But then we are going to explore this and understand this when there is real necessity. Okay, FTP accounts. See, this is the place I can create the FTP accounts. Okay, so what's happening here? So I'm basically creating an account or a user so that I can log in here. I think we have downloaded it. Let's start using it.
Priyanka,
Yeah, Diksha, you have any questions? Okay, so this is how it looks. You all could see the host is nothing but the IP address of the server, or maybe I can put the domain name like this. So here, if you look at this, you're going to create the username and password, correct? Domain is kandra.pro. I'm just using this password.
after the posting, we have to create the account in FileZilla.
It's not compulsory. After hosting the website, if you are creating a website on WordPress, there is no necessity or requirement of using FileZilla or any FTP at all.
We can manage our website in the
WordPress, in the WordPress or any other CMS built, but this is the ideal default method of transferring content from our website, our computer to the internet server. Okay, you don't have to use this WordPress. See, that's what I told you. I took example of Facebook. You are publishing one photo on Facebook. Are you really connecting it with FTP? No, right? So Facebook platform is built in such a, that's called as content management system. The content management system itself takes care of it. You don't have to connect with any FTP. It's showing me some issues. Could not connect to the server. So let me create one FTP account here. Okay, add FTP account, Manjunath at the rate Canada digital domain Canada also. Domain maybe what I'll do is plants nutrients. Okay, create FTP account. I have created the, you can only enter letters to reduce the numbers. Plants nutrients. So it's going to be your username going to be plantsnutrients at the rate plantsnutrients.com. Create FTP account created successfully. So here the details are going to be plants nutrients.com username plants nutrients at the rate excuse me. It's connected. Okay, so now successful, it's connected. Okay, so that folder is actually empty and that's why it's not showing anything. We'll see that here. But if you look at this, it's connected. It says connection established, right? So now you can drag and drop any folder or any content from your computer. So let me go to any one of the folder on my computer. So now I have so many files. So I can straight away, maybe whatever I do here, it comes shows up there. See, local site is nothing but your computer. This is remote site. Remote site is nothing but your server. Any content you can simply drag and drop. Since this being the live server, I'm not dragging and dropping anything at all. Okay. So then here. So we are directly accessing this folder. I'll show it to you. This folder. That was supposed to show all this content. You all understood, right, how to connect to a server? Yeah. Okay. See, just remember this, or maybe later, whenever you think it is necessary, you can just go through this. But this is not super important for you. Okay, I just had to show this, and I'm showing it to you. So one way is connecting to FTP, or directly you can come to your cPanel file manager, and you can directly come to the folder. So here, this is your folder. I think this is empty. Yeah, you can come to your folder directly like this, and let's say you want to make some changes here, and you can do those changes. What kind of changes are they going to be? We are going to learn now. Okay. See, just dropping an information is not. It's fine. You can drag and drop a photo from your computer to here, but how will you be able to access it? See, you cannot access it just like this. You cannot access any information that's put on your server like this. It has to be wrapped in a language that's readable and understandable by your browsers. Correct? Obviously, see, whichever the website it is, you are going to open it in browsers. Correct? Browsers doesn't open all the files just like that. Browser opens the file when that file is in a language that's understandable or readable by the browser. Right? See, on internet, any content that you access today, any website that you access today, it's all going to be wrapped in the HTML. HTML is called as hypertext markup language. Okay, so any piece of information, see, for example, if it's a Word document, let me go to the Word document. Yeah. So what we do usually, so we will just write it in the text, and we will attach the Word documents and resend. But if you have to upload this information to your website, and if you have to access it through browsers, it has to be always wrapped in the. So let's take a simple example. So this is the second class. Now if I have to communicate this to you, I'm simply typing it here. But if you have to open it here in the browser, that particular piece of information or content, and let's assume that's the only piece of information on your website, you cannot write a text. Let me show you the example. Fab test class.html. So it has to be always saved with an extension .html. You must have seen, right? If it's a Word document, .doc, .xls, correct? .xl, something like this. A HTML file has to be always saved in .html. Okay. Now you could see we have done a mistake, right? Now you type anything, automatically it shows you a opening tag and closing tag after saving it in HTML. So now p paragraph tag, see, automatically it's showing this is the test class HTML page. Shall I turn off the fan? Is it too hot? Okay. Now, where is that file saved? It's saved here, correct? Open it. You see this? Just to display that one line of text or two lines of text, how much circles did you do? You have to write all this. It's something like it's something like maybe just to see people go to Tirumala, correct? They see the god only for 1 minute or few seconds, and for that they will be spending 3 days, 2 days, one day, several hours, right? That's the kind of effort involved here. Just to it's not effort here, it's basically a language. So it's the language that you have to use in order to help browsers to understand or search engines to understand, or if you want to put any content on the internet and if it has to be read by everybody, you have to put it in a language that's readable by your internet servers and browsers, right? And that language is HTML, which is called as hypertext markup language. Okay, you understood? Now see, if it's a document, it's so easy for me to bold the text. So let's say I am here, and for me bolding the text, it's already bold. Let's assume bolding the text is now just control B, correct? Here it doesn't work. Control B doesn't work here. If you have to bold the text, you have to write a command HTML tag bold tag. Okay, you have to write bold HTML tag. I've saved this and I'm going to reload it again.
And capital B.
Capital B, right? No, is it capital B? Really? It's not capital
No,
B.
no, only capital B. Bold mark. Only capital B.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This one, just B?
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Okay. So, did you all see that? So, if it's a Word document, to bold it, you are just doing Control B, but in HTML, you have to wrap it in a tag, right? You're all getting it right. So now, so here in the document, next line is just you will click enter, but here it is break tag. Let's assume how many ever enters I do, I'm saving it now. You won't see that much space here. I'm reloading it. See, still it's same the same place. Now, if I'm adding br tag, break tag. Okay, I have saved it. Now you will see the space. Look at this. This is how the HTML works. Okay. So to keep it simple, any content that you want to take it to the public, any content that you expect it to be opened on the browsers or has to be put on the internet server, that has to be wrapped in HTML following the HTML guidelines. Right? 90% of the times, 99% of the times, you are not going to write any HTML as a digital marketer. Are you all getting it? Soumya and Diksha, did you understand?
Yes, yes.
Exactly, this is how the websites are built. See, now it is February testclass.html. This could have been just something like this. So now when you open manju.com, it's going to look like this. But is this how the websites are? But the websites that you see look very beautiful, right? Colorful, text properly aligned, left aligned, right aligned, borders. Correct? So now you realize there is a lot more than HTML, correct? It's not just HTML, correct? There is a lot more than HTML if you have to build a beautiful page like this, correct? Correct? So HTML is used to present the content. HTML is used to present the content. See, look at this. We have presented the content. We wanted the content to be presented, or has to be a file has to be uploaded to the server, and that should be accessible by everybody, and people are able to access this file by typing manju.com. Correct? Now, if you have to make it look like this, you're going to use another language called cascading style sheets. CSS. Cascading style sheets. I'll show you how cascading style sheets look. I don't know the cascading style sheet CSS. Okay, I'm not going to write it. But then I'll show you how cascading style sheet looks. Yeah. See, this is what you are writing here, the instructions how your web page should look like. Set the border, set the font size, font weight. Font weight 400 makes it look bigger. Okay, colors, border sizes, everything. So it looks very complex, right? By looking at this, you feel okay, it's very complex and it's difficult to understand, right? Trust me, it's not that difficult. When you learn in an organized way, it's going to be quite simple, right? 20, 30 years back, we all must have felt writing, forming a sentence is difficult. But the moment we learned alphabets and then words formation, we eventually learned sentence formation, and in fact, some of you here might write the poetry as well. Using like how you evolved, how you. So, same way here, this is not that complex to learn. I haven't learned, okay, but it's easier only to learn, okay. So, this is what is going to make your web page look colorful, beautiful, right? And when you click on any button here, look at this, it's scrolling. So all these functionalities are done in JavaScript. So JavaScript is what makes your web page functional or interactive. Functional or interactive. Sometimes you must have seen you will put a password and it says wrong password. Who does it? JavaScript does it. Correct? So you will click on it. Let me go to one of the course. So here on this page, look at this. I am clicking on FAQ and it will scroll to FAQ section. Correct? And I'll click on connect. A pop-up form opens. And on submission, it says, thank you, we have received your details. All these functional elements are taken care by JavaScript. So now a web page is a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML is used to present the content, CSS is used to beautify the content, and JavaScript is used to make the web page functional. Give me 1 second, guys. Everybody. Hello. Hello. Yes. Yeah. Please tell me. Good. Yeah. Did you all get it? How the web page is built? A web page is built in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So if you have to build a web page like this, you have to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But practically, it's not feasible for everyone to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Correct? Now, I'm owning a business or you're owning a business and you need a website. So if you have to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and then build a website, you may never build a website at all. Correct? That's not going to happen. Correct? Anybody has any questions around this? How the websites are built? Now, after building this web page, you are going to drop this web page to the server. Okay. So where did I store that? Local site, file name, downloads. So as a digital marketer, it's important to understand how the websites are built. That's why we are discussing. So I have files at various places. I can just drag and drop and upload the files. Now, if my website is all already created and if I'm dropping this file, and automatically instead of opening like this, if let's assume my website is manju.com, instead of opening like, see, this is on local. On local, what is the path? Users, Apple, downloads, webtestclass.html is the path. Now, if this file is uploaded to manju.com, this would open on just manju.com. You all got it? Yeah? So now if I am creating one more file slash contact us, and if I'm dropping it again within the folder, it would open slash at the path slash contact us. Correct? Right? How are websites built? Websites are built in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So JavaScript is not compulsory. Maybe back to a decade or even before that, people used to build in just HTML. You must have seen Wikipedia pages, right? How they look, no colors, nothing, right? But still, even they have CSS, but not large amount of CSS. So they are just HTML and CSS. In case if there is any functional part, there will be obviously JavaScript as well. Correct? So as a digital marketer, should you learn all of this? No, it's not needed. But this learning or understanding would help you to handle your search engine optimization very effectively. Okay. Any questions or doubts here? Everybody got clarity or has questions, doubts?
But in the class, we will be creating a website.
Yes, we will be creating a website. We're going to learn that now. Okay.
No.
Now in the sense maybe today or in the coming class. Okay. So why I'm explaining this is first thing you have to understand the real effort involved in building a website, right? Right? So now none of us here can build a website this way, correct? Correct? So that's when a community came forward. A group of people with good mindset, well wishers. They came forward, they formed a community, and they have given you all ready made. Yes. So they built a content management system for you. Okay. They built a content management system. So usually all these are called as open source platforms, open source content management system. Okay. So like FileZilla, you using FileZilla, you connect it to the server and you drop the content, right? So they have built a much better application than this, and they call that as content management system. And one of such application is WordPress. Okay. So what this WordPress does?
What?
WordPress, WordPress, WordPress.
If we create a website in WordPress, then we need a file or everything.
Not needed. So that's inbuilt, like whatever you upload over there, automatically it pushes to the server. Okay. So now we understood website. This is website front end. This is website front end. And now if you want to change this text, this is a test class. You will be editing here, correct? Correct. But if it's a complex website, something like this, you don't know where to edit, what to edit, how to edit, correct? So that's why what they have done is they have built a control, and that control can be accessed here. Now instead of FTP FileZilla, you are building a much advanced application. You can build it by yourself if you know one of the programming language, right? Now look at this. We are on a page called Leading Safe Certification Training. I want to change this text to something else or change this paragraph. But will you be able to edit anything here and make the changes? You cannot edit it. You can just see the source code. Even if you take a copy of it and edit it and you don't know where to upload, how to upload, you will not have access to the server, nothing at all. Being a layman, you cannot really edit this file and update the information to your web pages, correct? Correct? So that's why the tech teams, there are people who have come forward, it's not forward, there is a technology available for everybody. We can think of advancement, correct? So at kitchen itself, it could have been a manual work several years ago and today it's all automated, correct? Exactly the same way, instead of you going and editing all this, and definitely you would do mistake. It's quite difficult. See, after editing or making any changes here, you have to connect through FTP and you have to upload it to your server, which is practically impossible for many people who don't understand how all this function or work. Correct? Right? So that's when you have an easy method, a content management system, right? Yeah, leading safe certification training. I'll have to simply click on edit. page title, leading safe certification training. If I'm changing this to something else, automatically this text also changes. And now if you want to launch a new course, you don't have to write HTML, CSS, nothing. Let's assume you want to launch a new course called Manjunath's Digital Marketing Training or just Digital Marketing Training. You will start writing the details or information here. You will start just filling all the information or details here. The title of the page, the syllabus, correct? Everything else, the prerequisites, right? And publishing it here, you will get to see that here published as, let's assume I have just published it, and now automatically it will show here digital marketing training. The image is changed. There is an option to upload the image as well. I'll show it to you. Correct? Correct? And still you're able to create beautiful pages. So any control that's built for you to manage your website's content in order to create, edit, delete, it's called as content management system. Did you all get that? So, and we usually use a term or refer to as backend of the website. Okay. So ideally when websites came into picture, this was the concept. Writing in HTML, the front end, use CSS in the file, use JavaScript in the file, and it's done. Now people cannot really edit it. That's when we started building the control for the web page that they want. Correct? And that's called as content management system or website backend. And this is built in one of the programming languages such as Java, .NET, Python, PHP, Express, JS, Next.js, Node.js. There are tens of programming languages. You can use one of the programming languages and you can build the backend, but front end is always HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Correct? And backend can be built in any of the programming languages. It's something like you can construct your house using clay bricks or cement bricks or stones. Correct? Exactly the same way here, you can use one of the programming language to build a content management system for your website. Okay. So now from this you understand you don't have to write HTML, CSS or JavaScript. Already they have pre-written everything. Correct? You just have to update the content or information here and a web page gets created. Anybody has any questions, doubts? Are you all understanding it? Now you all understand, if you have to build a website, you have to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Correct? And HTML to present the content, CSS to beautify your content, and JavaScript to implement functionalities or make your web page more interactive. So you're going to interact, right? You're going to click. It says wrong password. You're going to update password. It says correct password, wrong password. It takes you to the next page or scrolls. That is the functional element of the web page. This is enough if you want a website, correct? But then many people also want a control mechanism for their websites, an automation for their websites. If they are creating one page, they want multiple pages to be automatically created. That's how this system is built at least. So if you launch any page, you see here course list, create bulk pages. If I'm clicking on this and if I'm launching, let's say leading safe training page now, it automatically creates 700 plus web pages. You could see that here 757 pages and all of the 756 pages and all of these pages will be almost same. See, this is India, this is Mysore. Manually, if you have to do this, it takes a lot of time. Correct? And this is all language, you are automating things and you are creating a convenience to manage content of your websites. That's what you are doing through content management system. Now, if you have to build this kind of automation or this kind of control for your website, you have to also learn one of the programming languages such as PHP, Java, .NET, Python, Ruby on Rails, or it can be any other language, but just one language is enough. Correct? And learning this also is practically impossible for business owners. Correct? It could be possible for any of us here if you have time and if you could understand things. If you are undergoing a training, you can learn it. Correct? Correct? Right? Now let's assume it's not about the learning, it's about I quickly want to build a website and I want to market. I want to build a presence for it. I want to drive sales or leads. Correct? So now what should I do? See, building all this takes, see, in fact, learn people have worked for at least 1.5 year on this. And building this has costed several lakhs. See, learning all this and building is one part, and there is a cost or expense incurred as well. Correct? Not everybody, a small business, a very small business, they won't be able to afford this much. This would have costed us 20, 30 lakhs. Investing on 6, 7 resources every month for 1.5 year, 2 years. Even now, every day they do changes, they implement changes. This is going to cost a bomb. Correct? Does that indicate that you cannot own a website? No. There is a easiest way or method or approach for it. Right? So now whatever you see here, something like this, a skeleton or wireframe, a content management system is available freely for everybody. You can download and install it on your server, and that will allow you to manage content for your website. That is WordPress. WordPress is a open source content management system. I'll show it to you now. You're all following me, right? Everybody? Yeah, two of them are online today. Soumya and Diksha, you all understood, right? Both of you, you understood? Yeah, Soumya must be on another. Okay. Okay. So now let's forget all of this manual, the ideal approach, or this is how the websites are built. But we cannot definitely do this, correct? We want to quickly build a website, and we want, see, the another biggest drawback with this is, even, see, this belongs to the company, right? I cannot make certain changes. I have to rely on them. Now let's say I got an idea of launching a new page called jobs for digital marketing trainees. I cannot launch a page. See, I have an option to launch a course page, correct? I have an option to launch a blog post, but where do I create jobs pages, or how do I create? I have to again rely on them, correct? I have to rely on our front end development team and back end development team. Even before that, there will be a UI UX design team which is going to develop the mockups like this. So if you have to build a clean professional website, the ideal process is, will be coming up with the content. I'll show it to you.
Website video can be uploaded.
Yes. Anything can. So if you think of any website, the first thing you have to do is you have to get all that information to a Word document. You have to first see, you cannot straight away see, even if you have to go to shop, grocery store, you will make a list of things that you have to buy, right? You will just don't go there and start picking things. Definitely you might forget few things, correct? Correct. So even for just a simple grocery shopping, you will make a huge list and you will go to the grocery store, correct? So definitely website look like, what kind of, see, it's not even about how should my website look. The UI UX designer will take care of it. You should at least know what I should be communicating on the web page. See, web page is basically eliminating the intervention of human. A salesperson will explain about the product or service, right? So now this activity is done by your web page. Web page is basically eliminating the human intervention, and that's going to act as a salesperson and going to sell your product or service. And obviously, you will always prefer to hire the best salesperson, correct? Correct. And now hence your web page also should sell the product or service effectively, correct? Right? So that's what we are trying to do here now. So SkillTech is a fully automated training platform for training companies, a software for training companies basically, right? Look at this: empowering training companies with fully automated tech and marketing solution. See, I cannot simply say okay, training company software, some photos, I'll say contact us. No. How awkward it's going to be. Let's assume you got into Chroma store, a person just greets, okay, go there are laptops, you check yourself. And now consider as case 2, the person speaks pleasantly to you, asks questions, sir, what do you need? And he tries to sell as well, sir, this is the best laptop, so we have seen 20 sales in the last 20,000 sales happening for this product in the last 1 week, and the product is out of stock, so this is really in good demand, sir, right? This is what they tell, right? So tell me your requirements and what exactly is that you're going to use this for. He understands, correct? And now this person will be able to sell as compared to that of the other person who has just guided him go there and explore, correct? So your web page should be a good salesperson, correct? See, that's why if you look at this, that's the reason there is so much of thought process put in building a web page. You see 5x quicker progress. Is this not interesting? A training company looks, every company looks for a quick progress, correct? 5x quicker progress, 8x more conversions, 4x less operational costs, 100% upwards. So every stage you understand what is that information going to sell, what is that user looking for. It's not just about providing information. See now, sir, this laptop is good, telling this laptop is good, and now you adding certain amount of masala to it. 20,000 pieces were sold in the last week has a huge difference, correct? Now it's impactful. You're able to sell. We all get convinced, right? This is most popular product in the market. Who knows? God knows. This is in-demand product in the market. See, we get motivated, impressed with such jargons. Correct? It could be fact. See, if it's a fact, still conveying it is super important. See, I'm not telling that you have to lie on the web page. I'm not suggesting a salesperson as a salesperson at Chroma, you don't have to lie. You have to just put it in an effective way. You might have missed out on lots of information, correct? See, if you had researched about the product, it could have been a fact. So just because you researched and understood 5,000 sales happened in the last week, just because you got to know, now you are able to communicate or speak about it, correct? If you did not knew about that, you would have told just that, sir, 40,000 rupees, buy it, correct? Just because you have researched a bit about it, or there are stats published about the sales, you understood or you stored that information, you are able to speak. There are 20,000 sales in the last week, correct? It can be anything. If people are price sensitive, discount, correct? So for few people, if it is low price, they won't buy. People think it's cheap. People think it's of poor quality, correct? So understanding human psychology and presenting the content or information or selling it is super important, right? So now all the information is being drafted this way, whatever we want to communicate, right? And now a designer builds a mock-up for it. See, plain text in a document that's been presented like this by the designer. You see how appealing it is. Right? This is not your job. You just have to focus on what all has to be communicated, and the designer is going to take care of presenting the content or information. He decides the colors, font sizes, font styles, right? And he decides where should be the add to cart button, where should be the enroll button. So a person who does all this are called as UI UX designers. So now building a website has one more stage called as UI UX designing. Okay. So this designing is something like you develop the mock-ups, right? Construction mock-ups, 3D architectures or mock-ups for the building constructions. Even the layout plan. Even before you initiate the development, you will get the layout plan or mock-up or 3D structures, whatsoever it is. Exactly something like this. This is how your website is going to look like. Right? So now, as a business owner, you might suggest, okay, this is not looking good, eliminate this. get support to build company campaigns myself. This is not needed, remove it. Or maybe these photos are not looking good, remove these photos. You can suggest all other changes, or I want to add additional information about the offers or deals. Where is the offers or deals communicated on this page? It's not communicated. So after this stage, then only the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is built. Right? Do you want to see how this document has evolved to? This document, skill deck. Are you interested in
Yes.
looking at how it got evolved to?
Yes. Yes.
Here is the link. Meanwhile, yeah, this is how it looks. So now the Word document which I have shown to you is being presented in this format. Unlock success to skill deck. Yeah. Empowering training companies with the fully automated tech and marketing solution. See, designer has given two designs. This kind of presentation, or or this kind of presentation. Whichever is good, looking good, you can go with that. I suggested, okay, go with this instead of the cards. And then you see 5x quicker progress. It was just a text, and how it's been presented. 8x more conversions, 4x less operational cost, 100% upwards, and it's been presented like this.
So we won't be creating all these things. We'll be giving to someone external for us to do the website.
If you are doing a custom build website, we call this as custom build websites. If it is WordPress,
No.
you are
The
going to do
WordPress is
everything.
already the format is there. We are just putting our.
No, you will have to build this as well. Drag and drop. WordPress is drag and drop. You will be building all of this by yourself. I'll show you how to. I'll provide access for all of you to practice. Okay. So you see all that information, how it's been presented beautifully, correct? So now a designer cannot come up with a good looking design like this until unless you have the information. So your information is not just some random text about your business. So this is the stage that defines success of your business. Correct? Because this is the one that's the first stage in customer's journey, correct? This is the first interaction customer is making with your business, right? If it's a very good deal, will you always sell the failure set salesperson to go and get the deal? You always prefer to send the best person to close the deal, right? Similarly, you have to give a best experience, a web page that can sell, right? Right? So now you all understand the first stage will be planning the selling elements for the web page. It's not about content. People call this as content. Content is any piece of information, right? Now, this is all about the selling strategy on the web pages. I call it as selling strategy on the web pages. Once you have this, then only the mockup can be developed on basis of that. Now look at this, it's been converted to HTML. Now you have seen this This text has been designed, and now on approval, they have built the HTML, and you could see the HTML page here. So this is the HTML page that's been built on approval of design. This is the design mockup. On approval, they have built the website. Okay, you all understood? Now backend, now I won't be able to edit anything pertaining to this page. I cannot, but I don't have access to. I don't know React. This is built on React. Okay, backend yet to be developed for this. But then this is enough. For Canara Digital, there is no backend. We have just stopped at the stage of the front end, only front end. There is no backend for this. So if any changes have to be done, I'll request our developers and they will make the changes. But we have plan of building the backend. Building the backend is expensive. It's going to take time based on the features needed for the website. It might take few weeks to several months also.
Static website or static page?
Yes, static website. This is static website. So for all these pages, I have given the strategy. So what should come in the top first? What should be to the right side? After this text, what should be there? Get started, need help to get started. After that, what has to be displayed? This did not come from some website designer or developer. They cannot do it. Their expertise is coding. They will code. As a marketer or as a business owner, you should be in a position to understand the target audience properly, and accordingly you have to come up with the selling elements on the web page. Okay. So now in order to build a website, first thing that you have to get ready with the content or selling elements for your web page. So types of pages. See, on this website, it's not just this page. You see so many other pages, correct? But design will be same for all the pages, or maybe blogs. I'm launching service pages, I'm launching blogs, I'm launching trainings, various other kinds of pages. These are the different page types, and for every page type, there will be a proper strategy, structure, purpose, objective. The objective of this is it has to sell the digital marketing services. So it's going to provide all the information and how we provide the services, our process, our clientele, our credibility, correct? Only these things. So when I say we have worked with 300 plus clients, that's definitely a selling element, correct? If I am telling that I have dealt with 2 crores budget monthly basis, that's also a good thing, correct? So you have to understand what is that going to sell your product or service pertaining to your business. And as a digital marketer, we also understand all of that very well. And in fact, we would do much better than business owner. Business owners see it from only one perspective. As a digital marketer, you also understand about the web, correct? About the search engines.
You can chat with us via online.
Huh?
So how does that work? Because
This is another application that is connected with. It's something like, does your phone come with Zomato app?
No, you have to
Download and install it, right? You have to go to the Play Store or App Store and you have to install, right? Same way, this application can be installed on the website.
But this is not in the website.
This is not directly from the website. This is configured or connected with the website.
Huh.
Zomato app did not come from directly from the Android phone or Samsung company, but you have downloaded it on your phone and it's on your phone. Same way now, this application is not built by us or doesn't belong to this website, but it's been connected with the website so that every user who comes to the website will be able to chat with us. This is a strategy for improving the conversion rates. We are going to discuss each of these things as well. Correct? But for now, you all understood, right? First stage is selling elements or content. Second stage is design or the mock strategy or selling strategy for your web pages. Apart from that, you can bypass this stage where the website builder itself will be the UI UX designer. The WordPress website developer takes care of everything. There also a mockup can be built like this, but it doesn't. But it is not needed. You can simply drag and drop. We will look into it how it has to be, how we build the websites.
Which one is better? WordPress or customized coding? For building a website.
Yeah. So if you are a small business, WordPress is the best option because I'll tell you. See, this one, a marketer has to be highly experienced. You know, highly experienced marketers, CTCs will be at least 1 lakh to 2 or 3 lakhs per month. And this one has to be built by UI UX designer. Even it's a basic salary, one is marketer's cost, one is UI UX designer's cost, and here people should be able to write HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and these people are also expensive. Even the freshers CTCs will be on the higher side, right? And now the backend developer. On spending all of this, you will be able to build your website. The cost incurred is significantly high. Excuse me. Second thing, you should be able to get the work from them. Will you be able to get the work done from them? Until unless you have certain amount of knowledge, front end developer says, no, it's taking time. It will take 1 more month time. But in the background, he must be playing games. He's telling that, okay, I'm building. It just shows that, okay, today I have built this section. Tomorrow I'll build this section. Day after tomorrow I'll build this section. This way it takes 1 month, which ideally you could have built it in just an hour of time or 2 hours of time or maximum 1 day your website in WordPress. Correct? So again, advantages, these kinds of websites the UI UX will be very clean because these are all coming from experts. See, this is done by an expert. This is done by a person who has expertise in it. But when it comes to WordPress, in the on the flow, whatever your thought process says, okay, let's drag and drop a design like this. And obviously, it's not going to be that great. It can come out very clean based on your creative skills. It can come out very clean, or it can be a messy web page which would look very awkward, right? That is the other drawback with WordPress. That's the advantage with custom built website. If you have a very good team, performance wise, all this will be custom built, right? See, WordPress, we use something called as themes for every single functionality. So what happens over there? Your every theme that you install comes with additional CSS, JavaScript, or maybe PHP. This is going to be a lot of code for your website or server, and this would impact the performance of the website. The website pages might load slowly, right? And another problem is these plugins come from different people. Correct? You have no guarantee that these plugins are secure. Sometimes these plugins would bring in the malware, spam. If they are not updated regularly, they might get in conflict. The plugins, the code will be conflicting. The two different plugins code will conflict and they may not function. Certain features will not function. But I'm not scaring you. That's just a possibility. See, you must have seen somebody met with an accident and died on spot on the road. That doesn't mean that we all shouldn't be driving, right? That's just a possibility. Correct? So same way, that's the possibility with WordPress websites. That doesn't mean that you will always go through it, right? Even now, 50 to 60% of the websites are on WordPress. 50 to 60% of the websites are on WordPress because people cannot make this kind of investments. So they can build a website only when they know all of this. Either you should know it all by yourself, or you should be able to get that done by doing an investment. Okay. See, now this company, Packers and Movers, they were on WordPress. Yeah. Look at this. This is their WordPress. The first thing is you have how this website is looking. This is their current website. Okay. And they wanted a better website, and we are building a new website for them. And look at this, India's largest packer and mover since 1999. Okay, not about the text. These images have to be changed. Which one looks good? This is still in the development stage. Comparatively, this looks better, correct? This has so many options. This also has a calculator. You can provide to and fro. I mean, like the distance between the shifting places and type of house, and automatically it says the price. Okay, this is one automated thing which was not there on WordPress, and we will have a backend built for this website and lot many things automated. We're going to create a lot of controls. We're going to make it all easy for them. See now, any page that you launch on this website would follow the same theme, colors, structures, everything. But on WordPress, every page will be different. Our services, let's go to our services. On this website, our services would be completely different. It's still in the development stage, but you could see the difference. So this is done in the load times are very good, the UI UX is very good, and this has the selling elements. If you observe, see now this the strategy behind this is to get the details of the customer. So why will customer leave these details on this page? There is no a single instance of provoking customer to leave their details or information except this form. They are giving the form, but what is motivating them to fill this form? Nothing. But whereas in this case, you are projecting yourself that you're going to provide the details immediately for them here, correct? It calculates and provides the details to the user here, correct? And now this is going to motivate the user and fills the details and clicks on submit. Website is not about custom website. A good website is a combination of bringing in marketing and selling elements on the web page, and obviously everything will be an add-on or best support. Building it in the clean UI UX. UI UX. UI is user interface and UX is user experience. User interface is something that's seen by your eyes, such as colors, font size, images, videos, right? That is UI, and UX is the experience. So enquire now has to be the second button to the left side, image has to be the right side, add to cart has to be here, enquire now, this is user experience, and on clicking it has to show products not added to the cart, or on clicking it shows you haven't selected, on submitting it shows password is wrong. This is all about user experience, what user experience on your web page. So a person who works on this is being designated as UI UX designer. And these designs, now this is a design. So this is a design. Somebody who develops a website using this design are called as front-end developers or HTML developers. That is a different role. Now you are understanding, right? So you are getting into digital marketing, but you are understanding all these roles as well. Marketer plays a crucial role. Marketer has to understand how the websites are built, right? The website in this journey, you are going to interact with UI UX designers. You are going to interact with website front end developers. You are going to communicate or speak to website back end developers. See, when you understand what's needed for your business, you have to obviously communicate all of this to your designers, front end developers, back end developers, and you have to get an amazing website for your business. Ultimately, that's what is going to sell, correct? It's not you carrying your property or something on the bags in the bags and going door to door, correct? Right. So now,
And for real estate business is one kind of public because we don't have any website.
so are you working as an aggregator? Obviously, you will be like an aggregator. You are agent, right?
Yeah.
You have RERA certificate
Channel
and channel partner. That's the word used. I call it as aggregator, or it can be a different words also can be used. So, building a custom website like this will be super useful long term. See, what people do is channel partners. I have met few tens of channel partners. What they do is they learn WordPress website development. They play drag and drop on one website. Maybe somebody else might have built. They learn, they go through this training of duplicating this website. Okay. So now there is a new property from Salarpuria or maybe for somebody else. So he just replicates the same, changes the design and runs a Google Ads. So if you are doing that, even a WordPress website might suffice. Prior to that, if you have a very good selling strategy, a WordPress website would suffice. But then, will you be able to cope up with the competition, Google Ads competition? If you are bidding at 100 rupees. See, for every click, I'll show it to you. Properties. So you will see the ads here. From Salar Priya, it could be a channel partner like you. Every time they will buy a new domain in the name of property. So let's say now Green Homes or Wars Caramel, right? They will buy a domain Wars Caramel. Next project is Greenhouse. They will buy a domain called Greenhouse. They will replicate. They will put the project and they will run the Google Ads. Now for every click, so let's take this. I'm clicking on this now. Google must have charged this guy 100 rupees. Gone, 100 rupees gone. Now, whether this guy will inquire with the business owner or channel partner or not is a secondary thing. Now, if you observe this, there's so many people competing. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 results. Paid slot is shows only 4 results, but 100 people or 200 people must be bidding here. Correct? Now, CPCs will keep on increasing. So, you are ready to spend 100 rupees per click. Somebody else comes and it's an auction. Somebody else comes and says, I will pay you 105 rupees Google.
Just to click 100 rupees for Google.
Gone. Yes, Google makes millions of crores every week.
A sponsor is just like that. If I'm clicking, it's
Gone. It's left to you. See, that's why I'm stressing so much on having a selling website, having a clean website, understanding the psychology, users' behavior. Everything is super important. See, now you are spending 100 rupees and getting a person to your website. And if your website is like a poor salesperson and his website is like an effective salesperson, your 100 rupees is gone. But he will be reaping maximum from his 100 rupees because his website has all the valid information, selling elements, all the marketing tactics played over to get their details.
this is only for the sponsors. Only for the sponsor.
Yes. No, search engine optimization also functions. See, they don't charge, but search engines prioritize your website based on how effective your website is. We are going to, I'm just using the effective word for now. Eventually, we'll understand what is that effective website, what all have to be taken care of on the website in order to make the website rank on the top. 99% of the digital marketers doesn't know this. All that they know is have a website, build backlinks, do ABC activities. They don't really understand how search engines function. See, how can I impress someone? When I know everything about that person, it's become super easy. If I don't know anything and if I try doing something, it backfires. Correct? So the same happens with the optimization, with the digital marketing as well. Understanding users, understanding search engines, understanding algorithms, all this is super important. See, these professionals, people who run ads like this, so Grabon or Groupon, something which is that company, they were paying 1 crore salary for a person who was running ads like this, annual CTC. Companies pay as high as 1 crore CTC. People who are highly effective in run, who can launch highly effective campaigns and get maximum outcome from these kinds of campaigns. Businesses don't mind spending. As an agency, we charge 10 percentage. So now think of you are spending 1 crore, 10% of 1 crore, how much is it? Redbus, we used to spend 1.5 crore every month to a different agency when I was associated with that agency. 1.5 crore every month. Okay. So there are companies which will be spending 10 crores a month, 20 crores a month also. Okay. So we are going to understand all of this eventually, but you will be reaping maximum from these ads only when your website is highly effective. Right? Now I'll give you a simple example. Now look at this website. Look at this website. So let's assume I am spending 10,000 rupees and I am getting 100 visitors to the website. Of this 100 people, if 10 people are inquiring for digital marketing course, the cost per lead is 1000 rupees. Are you all getting this math? I have spent 10,000 rupees and I bought 100 people to the website. Of this 100 people, many did not find it interesting and only 10 people have inquired for digital marketing trainings. So now the cost per lead is 1000 rupees. Of this, 10 leads, only 2 have registered for the course. What is the cost per acquisition now? I have spent 10,000 rupees to get two sales. I have spent 10,000 rupees to get two sales.
Two sales. Yeah.
So what is the cost?
2,000 you have got.
5,000 rupees. The cost per acquisition. So to get one digital marketing registration, we have to spend 5,000 rupees. Right? Now, if the website is worse than this, nothing is being displayed, nothing effective, no selling elements. Now, from 100 users, you would have got only 5 leads. Of these 5 leads, only one must have registered for the digital marketing course. So, what is the cost per acquisition now? 10,000. Cost per lead, 2,000 rupees. I have got just 5 leads. Now, the moment, see now you have seen this website right now. You see the difference? This website, I just gave a rough math. We are not running any Google ads. Okay, ideally that's how it works. So now if you think that we have to reach maximum, our cost per sale has come to 5,000 rupees, correct? When the CPC is 100 rupees, to get 100 visitors I have spent 10,000 rupees. From 10,000 I have got 10 leads. So the cost per lead is 1,000 rupees, correct? Now how will I bring down the cost per lead from 1,000 to 500? It doubles, sorry, it comes down only when my lead count doubles. From 10 leads, if it goes to 20 leads, that's when the cost per lead will come down to 500. How will it come down? So it can come down. So when I have a better website, better selling elements, so I have to understand what is that going to sell, correct? Now look at this comparatively. This is going to be better than what I have shown you now. Version of that website. This will be our new website. We are rebuilding the website. This is comparatively better, right? It is looking smaller size, but when it goes live, it will be to the full screen. Comparatively, this is better. Now, this will be able to bring down the cost per lead or cost per sale or acquisition. That's why having a clean, good website is super important. So, for you, whether it's Google Ads or organic, having a good website is important. And if you are planning for a long-term business, okay, long-term search engine optimization is must. And for search engine optimization, you need to have a custom built. I suggest it's not compulsory, but I suggest to have a custom built website like Magic Bricks, 99 Acres. They are also channel partners. They are doing it a very large scale, and all of you are very small. And the gap between them and you is technology. If you also could implement technology and automate things, you are as big as 99 acres. They onboard every single property. And now think of the amount of revenue that they must be making. 2% of 2 crores property, 4 lakhs. Correct? So, long term, you invest on technology, invest on clean, neat looking website, and you will see success. Okay. So, I think we can wind it up for today because we have to start with building a WordPress website. And if we start it now, it takes another 2 hours. So let's stop it now. Okay. And we can continue it from tomorrow. Is it fine, everybody? Anybody has any questions? So Diksha, I think you are trying to speak, but I can't hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, you have any questions?